The real story of Valentine's Day is wilder than you think. It's full of ancient rituals, defied emperors, rebellious priests, and a little bit of heartbreak. Let's dive in. The story begins in ancient Rome, where February wasn't just about love, it was about wild celebrations. The Romans had a festival called Lupercalia, celebrated between February 13th and 15th. It was a pagan fertility festival dedicated to Faunus, the Roman god of agriculture, and Romulus and Remus, the legendary founders of Rome. Sounds a little strange, right? But back then, this was believed to bless women with fertility. Some say that names of young women were placed in a jar, and bachelors would randomly draw a name, kind of like an ancient matchmaking ritual. Others believe it was simply a way for the community to celebrate fertility and the arrival of spring. Regardless, this festival was deeply rooted in Roman culture, blending the mystical with the practical. Now, how did we go from that to chocolates and romantic dinners? Enter Saint Valentine, or should I say Saint Valentine's. The exact origins of Saint Valentine are a bit murky because there were actually multiple Saint Valentines. The most famous legend involves a priest named Valentine who lived during the reign of Emperor Claudius II in the 3rd century. Claudius believed that single men made better soldiers, so he outlawed marriage for young men. But Valentine, being the romantic rebel that he was, continued to perform secret marriages. When Claudius found out, he was not happy. Valentine was arrested and sentenced to death. Legend has it that while in prison, Valentine fell in love with the jailer's daughter and sent her a note signed, "From your Valentine." And just like that, the phrase that we still use today was born. Some say he performed a miracle, restoring the girl's sight before his execution. Whether fact or fiction, the legend of Valentine cemented his place in history as a symbol of love and sacrifice. Tragic? Yes. Romantic? Also yes. But how did this day actually become a celebration of love? Fast forward to the Middle Ages, and Valentine's Day started to get its romantic reputation. The poet Geoffrey Chaucer, famous for the Canterbury Tales, wrote a poem linking Valentine's Day with romance in the 14th century. This was the first known connection between February 14th and love. From there, the idea took off, with nobles and commoners alike exchanging poems and love notes. By the 18th century, Valentine's cards became a major tradition, with people expressing their affections through handwritten messages. In the 19th century, mass-produced Valentine's Day cards became a thing, thanks to the printing press. The Industrial Revolution made it easier than ever for people to send heartfelt messages without spending hours writing by hand. By the late 1800s, chocolate companies like Cadbury started producing fancy heart-shaped boxes of chocolates, forever linking sweets with Valentine's Day. In the 20th century, florists and greeting card companies saw an opportunity and capitalized on the holiday, making it the commercial celebration we know today. Today, billions of dollars are spent annually on cards, candy, flowers, and romantic experiences. From an ancient Roman fertility ritual to a day of romance and luxury, Valentine's Day has taken on many forms throughout history. While many embrace Valentine's Day as an opportunity to celebrate love, others criticize it for its commercial nature. Some people prefer to honor the day with personal, heartfelt gestures rather than store-bought gifts. In recent years, alternative celebrations like Singles Awareness Day and Galentine's Day have gained popularity, emphasizing self-love and friendship over traditional romantic expectations. Valentine's Day is also celebrated in different ways across the globe. In Japan, for example, it's customary for women to give chocolates to men on February 14th, while men return the favor on White Day, celebrated a month later. In South Korea, February 14th is just one of 12 love days observed throughout the year. In Finland and Estonia, Valentine's Day is more about friendship than romance. These cultural differences show that while Valentine's Day is rooted in love, its meaning continues to evolve depending on where you are in the world. In Brazil, Valentine's Day, known as Dia dos Namorados, is actually celebrated on June 12th, honoring Saint Anthony, the patron saint of marriage. Instead of just couples, families and friends also exchange gifts. In Denmark, men send humorous rhyming love notes called gækebrev, and if the recipient guesses the sender correctly, they receive an Easter egg later in the year. With so many traditions around the world, it's clear that love is celebrated in countless ways, beyond just February 14th. In Wales, lovers celebrate Dydd Santes Dwynwen on January 25th, dedicated to the Welsh patron saint of love, where intricately carved wooden love spoons are exchanged. In the Philippines, mass weddings are a popular Valentine's tradition, with hundreds of couples tying the knot in large ceremonies sponsored by the government. Meanwhile, in Argentina, Valentine's Day isn't just one day. In July, they celebrate Sweetness Week, where kisses are exchanged for candies. So, from secret weddings to medieval love letters, from forbidden romances to mass-produced cards, Valentine's Day has transformed over the centuries. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating history stories. And tell us, how are you celebrating Valentine's Day this year? Drop it in the comments below.